I don't think I've suffered watching a game like this in a very long time. Right now, both my Achilles heels are on absolute fire at the moment. I feel like I was on the field today. I've not suffered watching a game like this in a very, very long time. And I feel like after watching this game, I could do with the ice bath right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys because, that second half was not good for my health. Honestly, that second half was not good at all. I was just full of emotion today. It's been a long time since I felt this way. You know, I'm shouting at the TV. I'm swearing at the referee. I'm swearing at the Man City players. I'm just acting like a complete fool at Yard right now. But, you know, at the same time, it feels a bit cathartic to go through a game like this. I'm not going to lie. I'm so proud of the boys today. Incredibly proud of the performance. We've seen some of the best individual performances of the season today, my lords. I'm looking at Malo Gusto. I'm seeing this guy completely differently right now. I mean, this guy's not normal. He's not human. I swear in this game today, yeah, him and Doku must have taken up at least 50% of like all the minutes and on-pitch activity today. And the fact that from the first minute to the last minute, this boy was alert throughout the whole game, constantly going up 1v1 against Doku time and time again and winning that battle too, man. My God, what a player Malo Gusto is. Might be the best signing we've made under this new regime right now because, my God, to do this at 20 years old, this consistent, this quality was also affecting the game in the other half as well too. This guy is not normal. This guy is a super player in the making. And to think we have him and Reece James together. As seasons go on, we might have to see Gusto on that left-hand side because these guys are just too good to be fighting out for one position. Gusto today, Mike, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan, Gusto. And I think for the other player, probably the best defensive performance out of any player this season, Axel Disasi. My God, I feel like after a game like this, I have to apologise to him. He's had his moments, he's had his difficulties, and you forget that it's his first time in the Premier League. It's a different beast, it's a different game. But today, he was an absolute general monster. The clearances left, right and centre. The blocks, the last-ditch tackles, the sliding tackles, he got every single one on point time and time again. He marshalled Erling Haaland so well. He was a colossus at the back today. And when you see the defence working this well together as a unit, united together, it makes you think now, Pochettino, you finally found the formula for success in defence right now. And unfortunately, that means that Thiago Silva ain't in the team anymore now because I think Disasi is the coverer we need. And we can't have two coverers, I've learned, in the same defence together because their instincts are the same. But Disasi today, I was so proud of this guy. He was an absolute monster. One of the best individual defensive performances out of any player this season. He was absolutely on it time and time again. And obviously, shout out to the rest of the defence, Corwell, Ben Chilwell. You saw these guys celebrating tackles, interceptions and headers like they scored goals. I mean, your defenders are celebrating like that. You know they're on absolute top form in that game. And when you see players putting in shifts like this, fighting for the badge, going toe-to-toe against their opponents, how can you not resonate and feel that spirit from your team? It's impossible. Throughout the game today, I can't fault any player in this team today. I was thinking about Nicholas Jackson's shift up front too. We have to give this boy a break. We have to give this guy some patience because his overall game is absolute levels. He was leading that line powerfully today against Man City, causing trouble time and time again. He got some stupid criticism online because the cross that he received from Malo Gusto wasn't converted to a goal. And I'm sorry. Unfortunately, one of the smallest mistakes Gusto made today was that first touch in that moment just wasn't perfect enough to play that ball first time, which he should have done, yeah? And it meant that by the time Nico received, the ball was behind him. That's not Nico's fault, and most players aren't scoring. I think we saw today from Erling Haaland. You know you're riding your luck when Haaland is missing some absolute easy chances, especially from headers. But when one of the greatest forwards in the world right now is missing these chances, it does tell you that scoring isn't as simple as conclusive as us fans like to say. But when you see what Jackson does to affect the game, because we have to start remembering the actions players do to affect the game. Nico is one of those players. If he's not dropping deep to link up with teammates, I mean, my God, we've seen him attempt these backheel passes all season. They worked beautifully throughout the game today, and it was fitting that Nico got the assist for Raheem Sterling to make it 1-0. He kick-started that move, and then he told Malo Gusto this was the service I wanted earlier. Played it powerfully in front of Raheem Sterling, and credit to Sterling for having the composure, because when he plays against his old team, he's on fire. So I think it was the right decision today from Pochettino to start Sterling in this game. And I'm not going to lie, seeing that first half performance in particular, the control we played with, the way we minimized Man City's threat, the way our mid-block tactical setup, essentially that first half was a battle of reactivity versus proactivity. And we were that proactive team. We were forcing the agenda. We were winning those key duels. Our transitional threat was on point in that game today. And I have to say, and again, performances galore from players today. Conor Gallagher, if we had like a whole team of him, we're probably winning this game because he's an absolute monster in midfield. That's the type of opponent Rodri doesn't want to play against. And the reason why we were so sick in that first half was because we stopped that central penetration from Man City, because Conor Gallagher was constantly shadowing and hounding down Rodri left, right and centre, which meant that City couldn't play balls in the middle and get Rodri involved in the game like that. And that's due to the diligent, hard, aggressive work of Conor, who also demonstrated his skill on the ball. I mean, we saw that reverse ball to Cole Palmer. We saw how even from the final minutes of the game, he's up that field playing box to box, trying to get us forward in that game. Today, every player on this pitch today made me proud, and I had big respect for them. And I was actually hurting so bad when City, near the end, of course, got that equalizer to get back in the game. Now, there's going to be some interesting debates. Obviously, I want to just say this. We're quite unfortunate not to make it 2-0 beforehand. Of course, the start of the second half, I thought we were going to create an identical goal. Of course, the Malo Gusto overlap, the reverse balls in behind from Cole Palmer. Again, another great performance from Cole Palmer. And not only was he affecting the game with his balls in behind, but then he was constantly tracking back and double teaming alongside Malo Gusto to absolutely nullify Doku again. To nullify him again. Honestly, I think in this performance we deserve to win it. I'm sorry, I think we deserve to win it. We definitely did, because some of the football we played, in terms of how we broke down Man City, played through them, exploited them in the wide areas. We did enough to win this game because we made and created some great opportunities. But you know what? Obviously, the second half comes, and the second half performance is completely different to the first half, and that's because we dropped our lines so much. And it's just like, you know what? Afterwards, my initial thought was, Poch, were you a bit too negative? Because if you're going to defend for your lives against Man City, you're playing a game of luck at the end, right? Because City, they will react to that, and they're going to push their lines up. They're going to suffocate you. It was non-stop pressure time and time again. The tension was absolutely unreal. And when your team is constantly running from left to right, left to right, left to right, it's a game of numbers where eventually you think City will probably get something, because that's how they win most of these games, right? But on the other hand, I then realised, I think Poch is doing that because who can he really turn to on the bench to help with things? And the fact that he's not confident in using Mudryk right now, I think says more about Mudryk's performances at the moment compared to Pochettino's tactics. Because if Mudryk was someone that Poch felt like he could rely upon to bring on the game, to give us some width, to penetrate the spaces in behind, he would have played him today. He would have used him. The fact that he felt like, I have to take this risk of us defending for our lives to seal out this win. Can we maintain this right to the end? It's a shame that we couldn't, because you're playing against Man City, but it was still a valiant effort. So in my opinion, I can't really criticize Pochettino for this. Listen, it's easy to think about what could have been done if this happened and that happened, but I'm sorry. We saw the hard work, the tactical intelligence, and the togetherness and the unity in the team today, yeah? And I just don't know if we'd be the same if we had Mudryk and Cole on the field. So today I can understand it, and I think against City, that's how it's going to be, right? But, I feel for the boys today, because the performance they put in, it deserved the 3 points. It really did. We've had 2 incredible games against Man City so far. And I just feel sad for them that they weren't able to get the win. and convert all that hard graft into the 3 points I felt was deserved today, in my opinion. I mean, you could have arguments about shifting to a back five. I'll be honest with you. I think the moment we saw that flipping stat come on screen about the 13 goals we've conceded from the 80th minute onwards, I swear, like on TV, every time they do this, they've jinxed the game, and you just know, okay, that's it now. We're probably going to concede eventually, right? Obviously, it's unlucky how we conceded in that manner. Rodri is so clutch for Man City. The fact that their DM has like the shooting technique of a striker is going to give you like a different dimension in game. But it just hurts more that it was a deflection from Trevor. Could we have maybe attempted to keep the ball a little bit against City? Should we have like decided to try and get the second goal first, and then maybe seal out the final 20 minutes? Listen, it's complete hindsight, right? And I think sometimes you have to look at the context of the game and how things are going. And Poch, has to react to how the team are performing, right? If the team feel more confident, protecting spaces, falling deeper, and kind of like nullifying City that way, you don't want to go against the nature of the team in that moment. You kind of want to strengthen that. So I can understand why you're going to make it a back five setup. We still look quite strong. It allowed us to go 2v2 out wide against Man City as well. But of course, the only negative is going to be the fact that you're going to encourage City onto you even more in that sense, right? But it says quite a lot, though, that City had to get back in this game based on a deflection and a bit of fortune, which really sums up how well we played as a unit today. But like I'm saying, man, I suffered in this game. I absolutely suffered watching it. I'm acting like I was on that field. My legs are sore. My chest was pounding. It's one of those games where you're not sitting down when you're watching this game. You're crouching down. I'm not gonna lie. Why am I even admitting this in front of thousands of people? At times I was on my goddamn knees. Just praying that we were gonna get through this. But I think what we're seeing right now after the terrible reactions, of course, of Liverpool and Wolves, is that this is the formula and blueprint I think we're going to stick with until the end of this season. And this is going to be our cup final setup and tactic. It's a bit helpful that Liverpool have a few players injured at the moment. And now that the confidence is definitely back in the team, we're going to come with a completely different energy against Liverpool. But I guess it will come down to these tense moments. It will come down to Poch feeling, okay, are we going to risk things by just defending for our lives? Are we going to make more of an effort to get these second goals so we can control the game a bit better? We'll find out when it comes to near the end of February next week, my friends. But today, all I can say, incredible effort from the team today. I don't want to hear any negativity from anyone. And if you've got anything negative to say, don't watch this video. There's other channels to put that negative shit out there. Yeah? I'm not going to tolerate that today. Yeah, because what I saw today from the team was a team that did everything to get a result today, and they should leave the pitch with their heads held high. That's how they should leave this field today, because they made me proud again, and the fact that it seems like we had a positive reaction is all you can ask for in terms of what's been a very stop and start season, right? But my friends, man, this game is not good for no one's health. I hope you guys can try and rest easy now, Maybe you guys do have your cold showers as well, I don't know, but even though I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't win the game, taking a point in the context of this season, I'll do, and I'm kind of just happy this game is over, so I can kind of just breathe again and relax. But yeah, man, I'm going to leave it out there. Hope you guys enjoy. Share your thoughts and opinions too. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I will see you guys later.